Good morning. My name is Donald Robinson. I'm going to be bringing you a collection of my ideas and thoughts. The creation and fall of man is the subject of this series. The creation and fall of man has been on my mind for decades. For one reason, why were we even created? And the second reason, how did we fall from this grace or this divineness? So in this series, I'm going to try to answer my questions. And those that are viewing or seeing this or the conscious community, reach out to me. Help me along in this journey. I'm going to start in the Bible. The creation of man. In Genesis chapter 1, verse 26, it reads, "And God said, let us make man in our image, after our likeness, and let them have dominion over the fish, and over the fowl of the earth, and over the cattle, and over all the earth, and over every creeping thing that creepeth upon the earth." Verse 27. So God created man in his own image. In the image of God created he him. Male and female created he them. And I'm going to go to chapter 2, verse, I want to say 7. Yes, 7. And it reads, "And the Lord God formed man of the dust, of the ground, and breathed into his nostrils the breath of life, and man became a living soul." I'm going to stop there. Now, from the Bible, I just presented the creation. Now, we're going to stick to the creation because the subject of my idea is the creation and fall of man. So, in the verses I read, God has created man, placed him on the earth. So my answer to how I believe we fail is in the creation. Not saying that the creation is bad, but anything that has been created or has been manifested has been brought into time. Well, Donald, how do you know this? What are you talking about? Time. Time begins and ends. And where it starts and stops is kind of like what we bring into time. There's a time when I was looking at that, and then there's a time I wasn't. Even in Ecclesiastes, Solomon speaks on time. There's a time for this, a time for that, a time for... And he goes on to say there's nothing new under the sun. Now, if this be true, there is nothing new under the sun. When man was created, he was brought into time. And to my own understanding, my small portion of understanding, I believe that the creation of man is why man failed. Because he was brought into time. Now, a lot of Christians and people that read the Bible will say, Donald, that's not right. Because there was no time. Adam and Eve was in the garden, and God instructed them not to eat of these two trees. What are these two trees? The tree of the knowledge of good and evil, and the tree of life. And the story goes, Eve was tempted. She grabbed the fruits.